Please excuse me if I seem a little overly happy in this video. It's just, though I am quite lonely and miss my friends during the pandemic, I'm still keeping myself busy with my hobbies and developing my universe and all. Of course, I've also been immersing myself in some good video games and anime, so I've been in a particularly good mood lately. What I've really been getting into are two things: Spyro and Jojo's Bizarre Adventure. It's been a long time since I've seen that anime. Yeah, so far I've only been seeing the Joseph Joestar saga, but so far that's good enough for me. Gosh, the characters are just, I mean, I think the best way I could describe the JoJo's Bizarre Adventure characters are charismatic, hilarious, and fabulous in a heterosexual way. But yeah, that's the best way I would describe them. Yeah. They may be too muscular, like Dragon Ball Z characters, but most of them make up for it for their personalities. Yeah. Of course, I've also been getting into Spyro lately. Yeah, my favorite video game dragon is just a character beyond characters. A dragon with personality. Whether it be from something as serious as The Legend of Spyro, so Lord of the Rings like, with Elijah Wood and everything, or something more casual and pleasant and fun like the Reignited Trilogy series. It's still fantastic. I definitely do hope that they soon make a new Spyro game. I wonder what in the world they would do for a Spyro 4. What kind of continuation would it be for the classic Spyro series? I am so excited and wondering what in the world they would come up with. Hopefully, something more similar to the Legend series, because I'll admit the Legend series is old now, but it still had some of the best gameplay I ever experienced, and such a wonderful story. A story that has inspired me so much for so many of my stories and characters. Yeah. It would be so cool if they either made a remake or continuation of the Legend series. That would be awesome. You know, despite keeping myself occupied with video games and anime, recently I've been remembering some very fond times of when I was younger, when I was in college. Like, way back when I was like 19 up to now, I remembered something that was really a lot of fun. Dungeons and Dragons. Yeah, that pencil and paper role-playing game was just such a great part of college. It was a lot of fun and I really enjoyed it a lot. I mean, it was like a video game RPG, except on pencil and paper and your own imagination. Usually I had to follow under a dungeon master. But I remember this one time I tried to be a dungeon master, and I think I did a pretty good job considering it was my first time. Yeah, that game was a lot of fun. Going on adventures through the guidance of the dungeon master, getting into all kinds of battles, exploring different places. And it was all in your head. No computer or game system required. It was a nice change. But the one thing that made Dungeons and Dragons so special to me, the real reason why I liked it so much, is because it was a wonderful way to spend time with my friends. Yeah, for me, it didn't matter if the game was all that good or not. What really mattered to me was I got to spend time with my friends. Yes, it was so nice. All the interactions and stuff, all the laughs and smiles we shared. I realized back then I was young, immature, and a bit annoying, but still, those memories are fun because they always made me so happy to be comfortable in a small group of people playing a really fun game. One thing I remember, one of the first times I ever played, I had to roll a 20-sided dice to determine how much I knew about the backstory of one of the other characters. And I actually rolled a 20. Everybody went wild. And it was so funny, the reaction. It was so funny in such a metalhead nerdy way. I also remember that there was one character, a recurring character that they thought of that wasn't particularly played by anyone, but made common appearances. His name was Harold the Ninja. I don't really remember much about him, but what I do remember was his catchphrase, "I'm the best." And he would say that a lot, apparently. Yeah, "I'm the best." Like he's friggin' Toad from the Mario series. Another thing I remember about Harold was that there was this one guy who played Dungeons and Dragons with us, and for reasons I can't seem to comprehend, he put Harold in a freezer. Now, with my mind able to contain the disturbingness of some stories, the only possible explanation I could come up with as to why he would do that was because he wanted to eat him? Gee, that is freaky. But it's also kind of funny in a weird way. I mean, you don't know if he wanted to actually eat him, but if you could look at it more from a cartoon's perspective, yes, then it's really funny. Yeah, I didn't just play Dungeons and Dragons in Montgomery College though. I also played it at USG, and that was a lot of fun too. Yes. I remember that the guy who was usually the dungeon master there told me that I was an enjoyable person to play Dungeons and Dragons with because my character was always so nice. It's funny, I can give my characters all kinds of personalities, but when I'm role playing a game like Dungeons and Dragons, I like to be myself, you know? I like being a nice and compassionate character. That for me is enjoyable. It really is. It's no fun being mean and a big jerk. And apparently, the Dungeon Master enjoyed my character being nice, so that's really something that I plan to stick with if I ever get to play that game again, which I really do hope so. Sometimes I wonder if, when the pandemic is over, I'll ever get a chance to contact my old friends from USG, and maybe we can arrange another whole saga of Dungeons and Dragons. That would be so enjoyable. It really is a great role-playing game, one that does not require an eye-burning computer screen. But to me, Dungeons and Dragons is so much more than that. It's a way to hang out with friends, to have some good social interaction. Mhm. Yeah. So, those are all the memories that have been piling back into my head lately. I guess the combination of Spyro's fictional fantasy and Jojo's bizarre adventures' charismatic hilarity came together to make me remember all the good Dungeons and Dragons times I used to have. I really do miss it. Hopefully after the pandemic, maybe sometime, some of my old friends would like to get together and we can develop a whole new saga of adventure. That would be so cool. I really do hope that they would consider it. It'd be great to see my old college friends again face to face to play such an enjoyable role-playing game. Yeah, that would be so great.